Welcome to this Wednesday Faith Moment, the week before Lent begins on Ash Wednesday. Now, you probably notice because whenever I look at people who are doing Zoom sort of things, I look at the background. So tonight I've put a couple of Anthea's shoes, her dancing shoes, on the photograph, just hung them up there. Why? Because we must always remember faith is things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. My faith is we're going to go dancing again. Simple as that. Now, tonight, the title of my talk is Ringo. Now, you might never have heard of something called Ringo. We were on holiday last summer, or was it September time, and we made our way down to Exeter, and we stopped, got ourselves sorted, and we went down to the quay. It was a beautiful day and we had a job parking. I was tired and we finally managed to find a spot, and would you believe it, the parking machine didn't work. But then I noticed a little word on the machine. Down the side of it said the Ringo phone app. It's as if the Holy Spirit had pointed that out to me. So I went back to the car and explained it to Anthea, and she looked up on her iPhone the app which came up with Ringo. And sure enough, it was a parking app. And you didn't need a machine to work. Once you'd worked out the app, then it opened up a brand new world to us, because it showed us all the parking areas in the area near us. Each had a number, and where we were parked, we could pay for it on the machine, on the app, and you only had to take out the minimum. So you didn't have to worry how many hours you're going to be there, because it reminded you 10 minutes before your time was due that you needed to put some more money in or get back to your car. It was fantastic. We used it all the way around. The number of places where we went to, I can't remember the place, but there was a long queue at the parking machine, and we just parked up, paid what we wanted, and off we went. It opened up a new world to us. Now, what's this got to do with the Bible? Well, on my reading this last week, I've been looking at the book of Exodus, and it's this word go that brought it back to mind. So let me read to you. The 10th plague, the death of the firstborn. At midnight, the Lord struck down all the firstborn in the land of Egypt, from the firstborn of Pharaoh, who sat on his throne, to the firstborn of the prisoner who was in the dungeon, and all the firstborn of the livestock. Pharaoh arose in the night, he and all his officials and all the Egyptians, and there was a loud cry in Egypt, for there was not a house without someone dead. Then he summoned Moses and Aaron in the night, and he said, "Rise up, go away from my people, both you and the Israelites. Go worship the Lord, as you said. Take your flocks and your herds, as you said, and be gone, and bring a blessing on me too." Moses was spoken to by the Lord so often, in such amazing ways. The miracles he performed, and the judgments that were carried out as a result. Scary things. We don't get that amazing meeting with the Lord. Well, I've never had one. But we do get the Holy Spirit, the quiet voice of the Holy Spirit speaking to us. Moses first had it at the burning bush. He saw a bush burning and he couldn't understand why it kept burning and didn't burn out. So he went to see it, and the Lord said, "This is holy ground, take your shoes off." That was the quiet voice, the first that Moses heard. But then we go on a bit further. In the next chapter, verse 1 was in Exodus 12, and now we move on to Exodus 13. The nation of Israel had gone out into the wilderness. And when Pharaoh let the people go, God did not lead them by way of the land of the Philistines, although that was nearer. For God thought, if the people face war, they may change their minds and return to Egypt. So God led the people by the roundabout way of the wilderness towards the Red Sea. The Israelites went up out of the land of Egypt, prepared for battle. And Moses took with him the bones of Joseph, who he had required a solemn oath of the Israelites, saying, "God will surely take notice of you, and then you must carry my bones with you from here." They set out from Succoth and camped at Etham on the edge of the wilderness. This is what I want you to hear. The Lord went in front of them in a pillar of cloud by day to lead them along the way, and in a pillar of fire by night to give them light, so that they might travel by day and by night. Neither the pillar of cloud by day nor the pillar of fire by night left its place in front of the people. You see, they were guided by God in a miraculous way. A cloud during the day and a pillar of fire by night. But I always find that I am being led by the Holy Spirit, even though I can never see these amazing things like clouds and fire. But all the time I feel He's leading us along, day by day, step by step, bringing peace, bringing joy. So why am I going on about this? Well, next week is Ash Wednesday. We start Lent, the 40 days of Lent. Last year, if you remember, we had the book by, what's his name? Hessian, wasn't it? Was it The Way of the Cross? I spent a lot of time looking at that. We had it for the whole of Lent. And I'm thinking, Lord, what do I do for Lent? And He keeps coming back with the word gladness. And there's a book, well, it's more a sermon, a long sermon by Charles Spurgeon. So it's dead old. You can get it on the internet for free, so you don't have to buy it. You can download it. And it's called The Oil of Gladness. It's taken from Psalm 45. So next week I will be starting my Lent series on the oil of gladness. The word gladness. I feel I've been in Lent for a whole year and I don't want another month of Lent. So it's good to think of a word like gladness, joy instead of sorrow. But when you think about it, Jesus was a man of sorrow, but He was always full of joy. Till next week. God bless.